Welcome to the Sight Cabin Podcast, episode 7.
Danny had no idea.
Episode 7.
I know, yeah.
Episode 7.
I did lose the count then.
Yeah, we keep losing the count, don't we?
I've listened to 2 or 3.
You've not listened to all 7?
Not yet, no.
You've never listened to them back?
You've watched yourself on TikTok, though, haven't you?
No, not the full episodes.
Just the clips?
Just clips. Yeah.
God, yeah. So it's been about a month since we recorded. Yeah?
Yeah.
How are we both?
Good. Winter's coming now, innit? I'm not keen on
Winter
that.
is coming.
It's coming. Yeah.
Winter is coming. What have we been up to? Anything of interest? Has anybody been doing anything interesting?
I went to watch the NFL in London.
Nice.
Tottenham's amazing stadium.
Nice.
Yeah.
At Tottenham Stadium.
Yeah.
Is that where the pitch goes out
Yeah.
and a new one comes in?
Yeah, so it goes... They fold it out and it goes underground into the car park where they'll put they'll put lighting on the grass pitch.
Oh my god,
Plastic
that's
pitch
amazing.
is already there.
So
waiting
the
for
grass pitch goes out and goes under,
it. Yeah.
and then is it like a plastic pitch then that comes
Yeah,
up?
it's there and then they bind it all in. It's in 3 sections and they bind it all in and then paint
Wow.
it all.
It's incredible.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
The largest single tier stand in Europe in Tottenham Stadium.
What, Tottenham Stadium?
Yeah.
Wow. It's like the most modern stadium, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's the best stadium in the country.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it is actually, isn't
in
it?
fact, it's probably one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. That documentary's good on it.
Yeah, Richard
Hammond.
Hammond.
I see. I've not seen it. You talked about this
Yeah.
earlier. This
Yeah,
Richard
yeah.
Hammond documentary. I've not seen this Richard Hammond
It
documentary.
has. It also has the longest bar in the world or in Europe, something like that.
Really?
Across the full length of behind the goal as well.
One massive bar.
Yeah.
And I have seen that you can go onto the top of the roof or something. Harry Kane.
Well,
is on the roof.
they needed something because there's no trophy.
Well, I saw a funny thing. I went in the club shop and it said museum opening soon. Hello.
Yeah, just a pair of old boots or something. Jimmy Greaves' old boots or something like that.
Although I
yeah.
am a secret Tottenham fan actually.
I
Oh,
like
yeah.
watching
Yeah.
Tottenham.
What, second team?
I'd probably say they are. Yeah. Weirdly.
Really?
I've always
I think
enjoyed
it goes-
watching them.
Yeah.
To Gaza.
I've got no hatred to Tottenham.
Yeah.
No dislike necessarily.
Maybe one for the people out there saying secret team or secret sport that you like.
Secret sport that you like, yeah. So going back to Jay and your American football, who won?
Minnesota.
The Minnesota Blue Sox
But they were playing New Orleans. You should have seen some
versus
of
the New Orleans Tigers.
the New Orleans fans. They had full bands, like full brass bands and everything going. Because they called the Saints as well, so they're all dressed up as Saints and everything.
Oh, when the Saints.
They were singing that, yeah.
What
Yeah.
was the food like with it being American NFL? Was it the food like was it American style?
No, so Tottenham's. So imagine if you go to Old Trafford, we've all been. Yeah, you got a choice between a shit hot dog or a shit pie.
Yeah.
Tottenham Stadium, you can get pizza, you can get hot dogs, but proper burgers, Thai food.
Oh my God.
There's about 8 fish and chips.
That's where stadiums
Yeah.
need to get to,
Yeah,
don't they?
yeah,
Now, basically,
yeah.
that's where they all need to be. I think there's a cheese shop in the Tottenham Stadium as well,
And they've got their own. They brew their own beer as well.
and they brew their own beer.
Fair
Of course
play,
they do.
fair play.
That Daniel Levy,
No, he's not daft. Is he?
tight bastard he is. What a tight.
He's a site manager.
He's equivalent to the site manager, isn't he? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Actually, that's a good question. That. Well, what football positions would the construction trades like equivalent be?
That's a very good.
You know, who'd be a goalkeeper?
scaffolders.
Scaffolders would be the goalkeeper.
Because they're mental.
Scaffolders would be a goalkeeper. Who'd be like the strikers?
Electricians.
Electricians. Got to be at it.
Oh, plumbers.
Plumbers would be on the wing, I think. Plumbers would be on the wing. Yeah.
Your guts would be your bricklayers, your joiners.
Yeah, they'd be in the midfield.
Your painters would be on the bench.
With the maintenance lads, they'd be on the bench, wouldn't they? Who'd be in central defence?
Oh, groundwork.
Ground workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like slogging, dead
Yeah,
hard and
yeah.
like, proper.
Yeah.
Like going for it.
Roofers, maybe a
like,
full back.
roofers, full back.
Yeah, I love that.
Plasterers might be a bit of flair on the wing.
Bit of flair.
Obviously, site manager's a bit referee.
Site
Yeah.
manager would be the referee, yeah. Manager would be, like site, I suppose, don't know, site supervisor or something. Let us know in the comments what you think about that anyway, who should play in what position and whatnot. But
That's a good one.
it's a good one, isn't it? Yeah, Danny, what have you been up to? Anything interesting?
Nothing really. Obviously moved house a few episodes ago.
You moved house, you settled in now?
Getting there. It's like anyone, he's still living in boxes, but
Hard hat's just fallen off the table because Danny's just kicked the hard hat.
Sorry about
I'll
that.
see if I can reach down and
So you
grab
get
it.
that. Keep this. Don't cut it. Don't cut
Cut
it.
it off. Don't cut it off. Yeah, we'll keep it. I've got it. I've found it.
Hard hat did its job.
Yeah, the hard hat did its job.
I was testing it.
Yeah. We'll put it down there. We'll put it down there. Someone's told me you've bought an incinerator.
Yeah. I've been moved into a new house and
So you've not been watching that Jeffrey Dahmer documentary, have you? And just like trying to get rid of bodies or anything.
yeah, I'm single now.
And you're drinking Budweiser.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer's favourite drink, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah. That and a whiskey and coke, please.
Was it?
Yeah. 2 whiskey and cokes. Fucking hell, if you've seen that documentary, jeez. It's not a documentary, so it's on Netflix.
I can't watch it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Watch it. It's brilliant. It's really good. Going back to your incinerator. Sorry, Dan.
So nothing, not like cutting the hedges. Been doing a bit of like gardening. Like, is gardening a trade?
Is gardening a construction trade?
You know, like, because a lot of them work on their own. It tends to work on their own. And,
You have landscapers on site. A lot of
yeah.
landscapers on site.
So been cutting the hedges.
So I'd say, yeah, it's part of construction. I don't know if gardening is part of construction.
I think if you're a good one, you don't need to class yourself as a construction, do you?
Yeah, I
And
know
that's
what
no
you mean.
disrespect to construction.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like out to the side a
Yeah.
little bit.
But yeah, just been cutting hedges and trimming, hedge trimming and burning stuff really.
Burn, like deep burns at night.
Deep, yeah, 11 o'clock at night it was.
Yeah.
in
Oh,
the garden.
he's out there again, burning his
Burning
edges.
his hedges.
Yeah. All rammed into like a little incinerator. All the leaves popping out the top and stuff.
We were saying before though, like having an incinerator or burner on a site or on a job, that was quite a common thing. I remember doing loads
Always.
of jobs. You know,
Always.
like a big one was ripping if you're re-roofing or redoing the roof or loft conversion.
Yeah.
All the battens because it was so dry the timber.
Oh yeah.
You know, especially this time of year, October, November, January, December, January, get a fire going on site.
Absolutely. That was
Next to the sand bags of sand.
melt the thaw the sand out because
Thaw
the sand would freeze,
Yeah.
and if the sand would freeze, you couldn't mix it, so you would have to have a fire next to the sand
Yeah.
to thaw the sand out. That was a very, very, very common thing.
Did you ever get like pairs of trainers joining in and stuff?
Oh, all sorts, boots, hats, high visors. Well, when they start to come into the thing, you know, to the industry. But yeah, you burn all sorts of
Induction forms.
stuff. Induction forms, almost definitely induction forms. But yeah, so
How about you? What have you been up to?
I went on holiday, went to a beef fair. I thought Danny had been to a beef fair, so I thought I'd try and go to a beef fair, see what that's like.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
Any construction work while you were there?
Didn't really. I wasn't interested at all.
Because when I went, I
I
saw
know you saw
maintenance
maintenance
guy. I loved him.
Spanish maintenance man.
Everywhere.
Yeah, he was everywhere doing all sorts of bits and bobs. Yeah, when I did look for it, but I kind of didn't as well. I just wanted to just chill and relax and just enjoy the all inclusive booze and the all inclusive sort of food and whatnot. So I wasn't really interested in construction whatsoever. I did go to San Antonio and it kind of reminded me of basically like it's like a hot Blackpool,
Yeah.
isn't it? Really.
I've never actually been to San Antonio.
Yeah, it was good. My one of my lads my sons had been there a few weeks earlier, and sort of said it was like his most favourite place he'd been to in the entire world. I'm definitely going back.
It was.
You know, and we sort of we went to Cafe Mambo's and sort of had an afternoon drink, but well earlier before the sort of madness begins. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Other than that, not really too much, to be honest. Again, just sat waiting in a corner for you two to confirm the dates for when we can record the next podcast.
We've got quite an important episode today.
Yeah, we have actually, Jay. Yeah, we have. So today's episode, well, it's the 10th of October today, 2022. It's World Mental Health Day. So what we thought would be a fitting time to sort of discuss mental health as much as we can and sort of talk about it in a way that's like serious. So talk about the actual things that are going on, but also not be afraid if there's a funny, quirky statistic out there. I don't think we should be afraid to discuss it, basically, because I don't want to speak for you two, but it's fair to say everyone has been affected by mental health at some stage in their lives, or will be. Like I was thinking about it today. I've known personally 3 lads that have killed themselves that work in construction. I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to speak about any of them individually because I don't want to upset their families or anything like that. But I've known 3 individuals. So that's just me. that's known, 3 individuals. And some of the statistics, you know, in this field are absolutely fucking shocking. They're horrific. I don't know if you want me to read some out now, or if you've got anything to add on that. But
No, I know someone this year who passed away.
Yeah.
Through
it was a
through-
joint friend of ours, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was very sad, and again, I won't mention any names because of the family, but it was really sad, and in construction in particular, the amount of people.
So some stats for you. So in the UK last year, in 2021, 6,538 people committed suicide. Okay, that's not just in construction. That's across the whole of the UK in all industries. 74% of them were male. So it's by far a male issue than it is a female. I'm not saying it isn't a female issue, but it's by far a male problem.
Yeah.
Us men, for some fucking reason, decide to commit suicide. What's that? 3 times more than women do. So that's sort of one sort of statistic there. 4,838 men committed suicide in 2021. In construction, and I'll just find my notes because I've got bits of notes all over the place. By the way, these statistics are from today, off the Samaritans website. They are from the Chartered Institute of Builders website about the construction. So they are absolutely hot off the press from today, and they're all accurate because I've triple checked them, because obviously the stuff that we're talking about, you know. 2 people every day in construction, and it's men. 2 people every day in construction kill themselves. So that's two people just today have killed themselves in construction. It's on average over 700 men a year in construction feel the need to kill themselves.
That's more than 10% of everyone, isn't it?
It's fucking frightening, isn't it? It's really scary, that. It's really scary. The most common age is between 45 and 54. More people.
What's with that age?
I don't know. I know. I don't know. And I don't have the answers. I know you don't have the answers. You two. And
The only thing
nobody
you can
does,
think
do
of
they?
there is like it's a combination of what. So it's 45 to 50.
So the most common age, the highest 2 figures for men to commit suicide are between the ages of, and this is off the Samaritans website, between the ages of 45 and 54.
The only thing to tie up there is finances.
So it's 9 years.
I
So-
see if people maybe just give up on life a little bit.
Do you think so?
yeah,
Yeah, they
without-
get to like 45
Yeah.
and they just think, fuck this.
I think it's the hard. If you go off ages of children and ages of people, I think that's a big combination. Married life, relationships,
Maybe relationships ending around that time. Yeah, that
I think
age.
at that
Probably
age,
just
some
some-
people have been on site 30, 40 years by
Yeah.
that age, haven't
Yeah, they have. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if they're 45, you're absolutely right. They've been on site since they were 16, maybe, so 30 years. Yeah, maybe it's just
your body's
the
physically-
dreams that they had haven't come to fruition.
Yeah.
Finances have got to them. Relationships have got to them. I don't know. I mean, as I said earlier, nobody has all the answers. Nobody does. But I think it's really healthy that we just talk about it. You can't be fucking afraid to talk about it either as well. Because obviously we don't want to upset anybody. And we don't want to kind of bring the focus on anyone individually. We're talking about this as a national, international problem. And it is. But it's shocking. And is it... Do we just not like to talk still? We still don't like to talk as men. There's 4 of us in this room right now. 3 of us and then our producer. Is it we don't like to talk about our feelings? Is it that?
Yeah, I think men get embarrassed by. I know I've struggled with it. Finances, one of them, is a massive thing.
Yeah.
Opening up about relationships. You always want to, if you want to be the alpha.
I'm the
male
big
or not.
man. I'm the big man. Yeah.
There is that, but I think
I've shagged 20 birds.
even if
That's-
you're not the alpha male,
Yeah.
you're still you still want to be perceived as I need to be looking good or doing this. I've done it myself. I think I'm better for it now. But I think, especially in construction, it's definitely alpha male type talk.
Yeah.
I think where I go wrong is I just want to be left alone when I really don't, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I
I
get
want
it.
a bit of help, but then after I'm just like, fucking hell.
Absolutely. What a lovely
Yeah.
saying that is, though. I want to be left alone when I really don't.
Yeah,
That's an amazing
great.
thing to say that.
But eventually, I do want to be left alone in general, but I just want a bit, and that's I don't get a little bit of help, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Then I want it.
Yeah. I know it's this common line now. It's okay to not be okay, and I think it's almost turning into a bit of cheese. Lads some lads almost take the piss a little bit out of that, but it is really true, isn't it? As well,
Yeah.
you've got to be. You're going to be in a position in your lives. I've been in this position, and it's going to hit me again. I think at some point where like the shit hits the fan, everything goes tits up in your life, finances, relationship, moving home. I don't know, whatever it could be, and
Your head goes.
you lose your head. Your head goes completely. I'm not saying you have suicidal thoughts necessarily, but everything does go tits up.
Yeah.
And
I wonder how many of them suicides are not purposeful suicides, as in going on a drug-fueled weekend,
You're right, Jay.
stepping out in front of a
Yeah.
bus, jumping off somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't mean to.
Or even you're right, where it's like this 1 second decision,
Getting
or
in a car and driving it.
whatever it could be, yeah. But this one almost like second brief decision that wipes your life out, but obviously then the implications of that are your life's gone, but obviously everybody's around you as well is severely affected by it as well. It's horrific. It really is horrific. If we go sort of to some of the statistics as well, I'll read some of the. This is off the mind.gov website. I think we can put these links on the YouTube page, can't we? For everyone to sort of come and have a look at. But sort of key facts. I've got some key facts. So, how common are mental health problems? 1 in 4 people will experience a mental health problem of some kind in England, in the UK this year. So that's one of us 4 in this room right now. 1 in 6 people report experience a common mental health problem, like anxiety or depression.
The key takeaway from then: 1 in 4, 1 in 6 people report having a mental.
Yeah, you're right. So
report,
there'll be a lot that don't even mention it. They don't even speak about it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Jay. It's a good point. It speaks about specific diagnosis. So 8 in 100 people, and 8 in every 100 people have got anxiety or depression and health problems like panic attacks, that type of thing. I mean, there's absolutely loads. Obviously, depression's a big one as well. 3 in every 100 people. Phobias, 2 in every 100 people. Obsessive compulsive disorder, 1 in 100 people. All of these things are linked to your mental health issues, are mental health issues, which then, if left untreated or left not discussed, the ultimate is of it all. The ultimate is suicide, isn't it? That's like the ultimate end game, if you like. I suppose there's no way back from it. It's a tough subject to discuss. I think it's nobody likes talking about it really. But if we don't talk about it, if we don't I think share experiences or just share like what we've seen and what we know, then it'll always remain this like fucking big elephant in the room.
I think it's what causes all these things, though.
Especially in
What causes
construction
anxiety?
as well.
What causes
Why are construction people more likely? Why are construction males more likely to commit suicide than any other industry? It's the number 1 industry for suicide.
I think we know I've not worked in construction, but I've grown up around them, playing football and stuff. And I think the first 2 or 3 years, it's the way you kind of, depending on what group you're with, the way you kind of initiated into it.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about it before. Do you go to the pub after work
Yeah.
every day? Do you go to Bucky's?
Yeah.
Do you take drugs in a weekend or whatever? think the kind of people you hang about with kind of moulds that for some
Do
people.
you think it's like glorified a little bit, maybe in construction, that sort of behaviour?
I think it just happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people before they know it, they're 3 years in and they're living wage to wage,
Yeah,
betting every weekend, drinking it, and it's,
yeah, and sort of spend,
it's-
like you say,
they suck
spending
to-
all the salary.
before they know it, they might be 30
Yeah.
and depressed and
A,
their life's
a
done.
kid comes along, or you know, a break up in relationship. I mean, I've got all sorts of different things. So, what are the jobs with the highest suicide rates? So construction is the highest industry, but then specific jobs. I don't mean within construction, I just mean nationally. I'm not doing this as a competition. I'll read them out because I don't want you to. So the number one is medical doctors.
Yeah.
So if you're a medical doctor, you're more likely to find your own way out than any other. Then it goes down the list: dentists, police officers, veterinarians, financial services, real estate agents. Interestingly, joint seven is electricians and plasterers. Lawyers, farmers, and pharmacists are number 10. So electricians and plasterers
Standalone industries, don't they?
in construction. So not just as jobs in the wider world, but in construction, they're the top two professions that you're most likely to take that decision to take your own life. What a weird, quirky. Why would that be? And electricians. I was speaking about it with my eldest son today. Just had a little chat with him, and he's not really from a construction background, but he said, "Are they trades where they work alone?" I thought, well, actually, electricians. Maybe you could argue that. Yeah, they might. They work alone quite often, so maybe.
Could be that. I mean, when you go down that list again, though, from number one, you also start linking.
Medical doctors, dentists, police officers. I mean, medical doctors,
So they're dealing with people.
people,
And
dentists, people,
they're
police
reliant-
officers, people.
Those jobs are reliant on other people's lives.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
even an electrician, to a point,
yeah.
if they balls their job up,
I kind of know what you mean.
like
Yeah, they're in people's
they're
houses,
in
aren't they?
people's
Dealing with the
houses,
public, maybe.
dealing
Yeah.
with people,
Yeah.
and you're dealing with, like, you know, obviously doctors, police officers, even financial people. I'm not surprised with finances because that's a big
Yeah.
thing. But the electricians, the plasterers one, why is it so specific on plastering?
I know plastering and electricians in construction.
I kind of
Yeah.
the
It's
electrician
taken from the
one,
Mind website.
but the plastering one. I wonder what the link is there.
I honestly don't know.
I think one of the main ones will be working away a lot. I noticed that.
Working
Yeah, that's a
away,
good
working
point.
Away, working on.
That
All
is
the
a-
plasterers I know seem to have worked away a lot. in
worked
their
away a
career,
lot. Yeah, maybe they were away from home, so you know, they're on their own, perhaps, or they're with that gang of lads or that group of workers that they're sort of working all day, then going out at night. They don't tend to, when you work away from home, you don't tend to just go back to the hotel room and watch TV. You go out on the
Go
piss,
out,
basically,
yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
Some shocking facts. It's frightening. Common causes of suicidal feelings. Again, I don't care if people already know these. I'm going to read them out. Mental health problems, so bullying or discrimination, different types of abuse, including domestic, sexual, physical abuse. Bereavement is a really high one. So people that just you genuinely can't cope with a bereavement that you've had recently. The end of a relationship. That's a real big one, real factor. Financial, money problems, again, that's right up there. Housing problems, isolation or loneliness, being in prison, feeling inadequate or failure, addiction or substance abuse, doubts about your sexual or gender identity. I mean, that's a serious issue.
That could mix in with the bullying side of it as well.
Yeah,
couldn't it?
it
absolutely,
could,
yeah.
Yeah.
How many
absolutely.
times have you been called a faggot on site?
Well,
or
I
a
mean,
bender
you're
or-
right. And I mean, you know, I've been in construction 45 years. I'm going to say I don't know any outwardly gay individuals in construction. I don't think I've ever met any outwardly that I know that I can comment. And I probably know hundreds of construction individuals. There must be some of them individuals that are gay, but maybe because again they're in construction, a bit like football. You know, there's no. You can count gay footballers on one hand, can't you? Because there must be loads of them, but they don't feel that they can come out.
They can talk about
And it must be
yeah.
the same with construction. It must be. It must be the same with construction. All these little intertwining issues make for kind of a bigger, scarier picture, really, don't they?
And I think it's a hard one because I think knowing the construction people I do, they'd probably do it in the right way and welcome these people for what they are.
Of course they would.
You know, in general, you can't say every time, but generally,
Yeah, I think they would bring them into the gang and be like, happy for you, genuinely happy for you that you've come out or whatever.
But there's always one knobhead in there.
What I would say actually at this point is if anyone watching is an outwardly gay member of construction industry, shoot us a message on Danny.
Inquiries.
You're not supposed to look at it.
Sitecabinpodcast.com.
Inquiries at sitecabinpodcast.co.uk and we'll get you on the show. We genuinely would get you on the show and we'd love to hear about your experience and how that's kind of been perceived in construction, how that's, you know, maybe tell us about your story. So
maybe helping a few other people out.
And maybe help a few other people out as well. That would be a fantastic story for us to get on the show and we could give you a platform and you could come and tell us your whole story, male or female. We're not bothered. We're not bothered at all. To carry on with the current theme, I came across this today on the internet. It's really, really interesting. So it's on the website HR News. Give them a shout out. Why not? Mm-hmm. So Leeds College of Building last year did a really interesting show on one of their workshops. They put down a hard hat. Now, each hard hat represents an individual that decided to take their own life in construction last year. And I just thought that when you see it like that...
Well, it's physical, yeah.
Do you know when you look at it like that and you think, oh my God, every single one of them was a person that's decided to do that. 454 hard hats laid out at the Leeds College of Building to represent the number of construction workers who committed suicide every year. So on average, I think it's 454 on average. But obviously, some years it spikes more than that and slightly less than that, I think. The Mind website says it's two people every day and over 700. But I think them statistics do fluctuate. But when you start to see it like that, you know, it's quite shocking, really, isn't it?
Not worth thinking about what it could be next year and this year with all the crap that's going on.
Well, you're absolutely right.
Problems,
You make a good point as well. So, sort of about everything that's going on in the world currently. There's a really interesting statistic here. I've got the last 3 years of suicide statistics, sorry, I've not got the last 3. I've got the last since 2007 to 2021. And they're there. They're on that bar graph there, and they sort of remain. But if you look, during COVID, when it first outbreak happened, it went down. And I was reading about that, and the theory on that is because everyone was sat at home, getting paid to sit at home. So in a sense, they were all, or the majority, were quite relaxed, enjoying life.
The pressures of life have gone
with the family. You're absolutely right. The pressures of life have gone.
There's no constant thing.
Look, every single one. 2019, male, overall, and female, all dipped, And then what happens after we come out of COVID? Bang! That statistic starts to rise again because the pressure of life's back on. You know, during
simple things like that, though, when you think about during COVID and suicide, there must have been horrendous things that happened in houses during COVID, but in terms of when you link it to mental health and suicide,
well, the suicide rates did drop.
The suicide because the pressures of life dropped.
Because the government are subsidising 80% of your salary, so you can sit at home, you can go for walks.
Yeah.
All right, you can't go out and mix and
the social
go to
aspect's
clubs.
gone.
Yeah, but it's a strange quirk. I don't get it. I don't know. And then, I mean, there's some really weird numbers. I don't know. In 2021, 377 people between the ages of 45 and 49 committed suicide. Between the ages of 50 and 54, 430 people. So it's them two again. It's them two, the highest bracket. And then it drops. And it drops before that, the age, and it drops after that age. So it's like that 9-year period from 45 to 54, and I'm 45. So I'm literally just starting out in that fucking period right now. But I'm I'm just starting out in that age limit now. But
What do you worry about in your life?
what do I worry about? I think probably what everyone else worries about. Job sometimes, money. Yeah, that's definitely a concern sometimes. Finances.
Do you think you could go working away at this point in your life?
No way. No. I've got a young son. It'd break my heart to do that. To have to go and work away and leave him, leave my partner. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to. Some people have to do it. I know they've got no choice in that. They have to do it, and fair play to them. But I think that would seriously affect me if I had to do that. You know, increasing the work and decreasing the level of time you spend with your loved ones and your family and just your social circle, I think has to have a cause to that. I think it has to do. 31 people that were 90 and above decided to
90.
90 and above. 31 people in 2021.
Well, I can understand that.
I think that's just like I've had enough.
I've had
Fuck
enough.
this. I've lived my life.
My grandfather, our grandfather, and I know my partner's grandfather, basically got to a stage where they went, well, enough.
I'm done now.
Well, enough.
Yeah. Dare I say, I'm not sort of. You get to that age, and maybe not. It's not acceptable. It's definitely not acceptable. But it's maybe their decision, is more understandable.
More
perhaps.
understandable,
Yeah. But when you're in like peak kind of, you know, from 19 onwards, let's say from 19 onwards as a male or female,
Incredible
from
moments of
19
your life
onwards,
that you're gonna
19 up to, I mean the figures are just. The figures don't reach the hundreds until they get 15 to 19. They're above 100.
The thing, what's hard with them is that it's physically and mentally between those ages. You can do a lot and change your life still.
Well, I think
When you reach 90, physically and mentally,
You can't change anything.
You can't
No.
really change anything.
No.
But between the ages of like 18 and 75, in general, I'm not talking specifics here, in general, you can do a lot to change your mental life.
Yeah, you can.
You can do a lot to change physically. You can get fitter. You can earn more money. You can sort problems out. You can sort debt out. You can see your kids more. You can go out for a walk more. You can do those things.
I'm
You
a
just have to
serial
do it.
overthinker and overworrier, and one thing that happens every time I get out of a bit of trouble, I think, oh shit, it weren't that bad really, were it? Like,
I know what you mean.
it weren't as bad as I always thought it were.
Do you know what? I don't mind talking about. A few years ago, my head was completely on my arse financially. Dave helped me with a few things, and family members did as well. And when I look back on it now, it was nothing. It didn't. I don't know why I was so bothered.
Your
by
head
it,
just went straight.
but I
anyway.
couldn't think about it. And all I wanted to do was stay in bed, shut the curtains, and go to sleep.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I've suffered from anxiety
Yeah.
as well. I've had anxiety. I had a breakup in a relationship, and I suffered from anxiety for a while. And I went to the doctors, and they were like, "Got these pills for you." I took these pills for about 2 weeks, and I was having like fucking really weird dreams, So I went back to the doctor, and they were like, "No, you've just got to keep taking them and everything." And I basically got home and just threw them in the bin, and I started smoking. And I've never really smoked. I don't even know why I did it. I started smoking, but I stopped now anyway. But that's irrelevant, I suppose, in a sense. But what I'm getting at is it's whatever works best for you. I think. At the time.
It is. Yeah.
You know, because the doctors nowadays, I think if you go to a doctor, they're probably more inclined to prescribe you pills, to say take these pills, they will help you. And I do believe that them types of pills will help certain individuals, but I also believe they might not help other individuals as well. You know, they didn't help me. I was like I said, I was having these mad dreams, so I just chucked them.
Yeah.
I was like, I was like having weird dreams. All sorts of mad shit was happening.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to sort of do that, and I what helped me was like football training, going for long walks, taking the dog out for a walk, just getting out there, being sort of facing things. What you just said then about what's just lie in bed all day and kind of like sitting in bed. I get it because when times are tough, I think that's what everyone wants to do, don't
it's
they?
It's a coping mechanism. No, it's funny how some people will say like a pill or a tablet is good for them. Like maybe it's a chemical imbalance. Like that's good for you if that's what you need. Going for a walk, exercise. For me, I realised that when a problem comes in, I have to deal with that problem straight away. So as soon as a bill comes in, I deal with the bill.
Now,
if mine was financial, if an issue comes in, the problem has to be dealt with that day. I can't leave. Oh, if I have a list of jobs, I can't leave that job till the next day. It has to be done now.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it makes me ill. So
but then, sorry, just to interrupt. You've solved one issue, as in the financial kind of it, but you've also, it's not an issue, but you've developed another thing on that list, which is OCD now.
Good one. And that was on that list, wasn't it?
That is
but it's not a
definitely
bad
true.
OCD, but it's...
Yeah.
But
it's a good point, though,
it's true. Something my partner said that to me about that. Like, you've changed your aspects in one way, but you've gone this way. But I'm happier.
Yeah. If it works.
So
you're content with it.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Now, when something comes in, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing that quickly.
It's good, that.
So even though it may have caused something where you think, oh, so now you've got to control how much you do of that, but it's the right balance. It's like, does it need to be done now? Yes, it's like all it is prioritizing things in my head.
Yeah.
And I think I lost that ability for years.
Yeah. I think everyone is.
Everyone's
different. All four of us in this room are completely different, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know what? We have one coping mechanism. Will be right for me, won't be right for you or Jay or Michael, our producer. A shout out to Mike, by the way. But so we all have different coping mechanisms, don't we? That's really what we're saying, I suppose.
Yeah, everyone handles it. Mental health. Everyone handles things totally different, and you've got to find the right thing that's a right balance for you that makes you happy, and makes you deal with things. And
I think I just want to add as well. There is a road to recovery.
Definitely,
there is a way out. You might be listening to this right now, and you might be in the fucking mire. You might be right deep in the shit.
You can get out of it
with everything, with whatever it could be.
Yeah,
relationships, finances, whatever it could be. You might be right now in the middle of it, and you might think this guy is talking bullshit.
Yeah, get out of it.
Shut up, mate. You're talking shit, but you can get out of it. You absolutely, you can get out of it. There'll be people out there wanting and willing to help you.
Yeah,
and
nothing's worse what you think is the best thing, which is suicide. That is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah,
you can always help.
I think getting the time of year, because it's October.
Yeah,
I think my favourite Christmas film, like my absolute.
I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. I'm going to say It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah. If you've ever seen It's a Wonderful Life, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've ever not seen it, I'll just briefly describe it. So It's a Wonderful Life is about a guy whose dad owns a bank or buildings and loan. He has dreams of leaving the little town and going out and seeing the world. Anyway, his dad dies. He has to take over the buildings and loan. He never gets out of that place. One day, somebody who works for him loses a massive amount of cash, which sends the buildings and loan under almost. And he goes to a bridge, and he basically sat on the bridge starting to like pray. Oh, he doesn't really believe in God though. He's just he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's about to jump. He's about to jump. Anyway, the next minute he looks down and there's somebody in the water.
Yeah,
Clarence. And it's Clarence. It's Clarence. Yeah. And Clarence. It turns out that Clarence is actually his archangel. His angel. And Clarence jumps in the water to stop him from jumping in the water. And then basically, whilst talking to Clarence, he sort of says, it'd have been better if I was never born. So Clarence grants him the wish, and he shows him what everybody around his life would have been without George being born. And that teaches him the best lesson it could ever teach him, because it makes him realise how different everyone is without him.
That film as well, it's I've watched it. I've watched it.
Have you ever seen it, Jay?
No.
Oh,
You've
watch
got to
it,
watch
watch
it. You've got to. It's an absolute classic.
It's
It's a Wonderful Life. It's a beautiful
It's not
film.
just up there with Christmas films. It's up there with.
It's a
films
wonderful,
ever
great
made.
film. Yeah,
But
yeah.
one thing about that, Dave, is when you look at all those aspects and link it to mental health, what George does in that film, he doesn't just have a work problem. He has a family problem. He has a relationship problem. He has a
financial problem.
Financial problem. He has an issue about not fulfilling his dreams.
Yeah.
Not fulfilling his work dreams.
Yeah.
Living up to his dad.
Yeah.
It's
All of them.
He's got all those issues.
Yeah, you're right.
Summed up in a 90-minute film. It's unbelievable.
I was just thinking about that, and obviously people did expenses and stuff, but imagine being self-employed working away. You got a £7 breakfast, 12 quid in off license for fags and a Red Bull, 10 a lunch, afternoon Red Bull,
I know.
like whatever, another £5, tea 15 quid, 8 pints, 35, 40 quid,
And then all the
20 quid in the bookies.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely bang on. And then all the while, your home that you're trying to keep, the gas bill's gone up, the electric bill's gone up, the council tax, food bill,
How much have you got to earn just to
Fucking
break
interest
even?
rates.
interest rates now. If you're going for a mortgage, I mean, it's fucking frightening. But
Imagine being sat in a room on your own with all that.
I know. But there's a way out. There's a way out for you.
way out.
There's an absolute way out for you, and the way out for you is to talk, to help. And if you don't know anyone, if you've not got any friends, you can email us. I don't care. We will email you back, and we will talk to you. You can email us. You can contact Mind. You can contact the Samaritans. We'll put the links in the bio, and we'll put the links in the YouTube.
I'd give him my personal number.
If they've emailed us.
If they email us, I'll give them my personal mobile number to talk.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to talk, they can phone me up until 11 o'clock at night. I'll be outside.
What if it's
burning
11:01?
hedges.
What if they phone you at 11:01?
It's fine. they can come and help me burn some hedges.
Yeah, they can come around and help you burn some
Yeah,
edges. Yeah,
absolutely.
Is that when you do it? After
Definitely.
11?
If they ever want to talk,
Yeah.
they can have my personal mobile number and talk
Yeah.
away.
That's a lovely offer, and I'd probably second that as well. To be honest, and I think probably Jay would as well. Don't speak for him, but
We can do a Teams. The three of us.
we'll do a team.
We can
No,
do a
but
Teams.
we genuinely would, because we've kind of, I think we've all been there in a sense, in different capacities. But
We've seen it all, haven't we?
Yeah,
So-
well, I think so. Between us all, yeah, I think we probably have. And we can. There's a future beyond what you're thinking right now. That's
There
all I
is,
want to say on
definitely.
that.
Yeah.
There is, isn't there?
There's always a corner that needs turning.
There is. Oh, Danny.
There's always. There is. It's true.
George Michael, is it different corner?
I don't know.
That's talking about the boyfriend that you met and the one that you could have had, the one that you. It's a bit like sliding doors, yeah. Different corner. But check out It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
We're going to get the DVD on the table for next episode. For the Christmas episode, we'll get it on the table.
Yeah.
But
And we'll get a bell.
I'm going to go as far as to say, a bell. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. I'm going to go as far as to say, it's the Sight Cabin Podcast's favourite Christmas film.
We'll see.
Jay's not happy with that. Jay's not happy with that. Jay's like, Home Alone, Home Alone.
What is my favourite Christmas film?
What's your favourite Christmas film? It's coming up. I'll tell you what, don't answer that.
Yeah.
Think about it. What's your favourite Halloween film? Because it is October.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's Halloween.
Well,
hence the figures on the table. Are we going to mention them?
Well, this is what happens if you don't get if you don't wear your hard hat. You become
Your neck
skeleton-
twist.
You become a
A
skeleton.
skeletal
I thought you were going
mouse.
to call it a site manager.
What are we giving the name to the skull, by the way? It's a
Uh,
bit Jeffrey Dahmer, isn't it, that?
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, we call it Jeffrey. Yeah, and what about the, I think it's a bat.
But, yeah.
A skeletal bat.
Favorite.
I've seen
Favourite
a-
Halloween film?
I've seen a couple of labourers who look a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I know what my favourite Halloween film is.
Oh, go on.
Hocus Pocus.
Oh,
second
now the
one's
second
just
one's come
come
out.
out.
Oh, yeah.
Is it
needs-
any good?
I've not watched it yet.
No,
Yeah,
I've
it's
not
out Disney Plus, isn't it?
Yeah, I've not watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, what about you, Dan?
A favorite. I'm not big into like scary.
No, I'm not. I'm scared to death of him. I can't watch him.
But I'd say it was gonna, somewhat classic, like I don't know, Frankenstein.
Yeah, the original Frankenstein scared me to
Or
death.
more like a proper. I'd say like Blair Witch Project.
Oh my God, I can't
I
watch
do
that
like
shit.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh my God.
I do
What
like
did you say?
Oh my
Texas
God, I
Chainsaw
can't watch that.
Massacre.
What did you say?
Texas
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw.
Massacre.
As if there's a
Well,
Well,
well.
seeing as though, I mean, just going back to, or the other one, what was M. Night Shyamalan's, what's that one? The one in the woods?
Blair Witch Project.
No, the, where they were like in a town in a village and they couldn't leave the village and then they realised they got out of it.
Oh, I don't watch any scary films.
That was good.
I'm scared of them all.
But going back to Halloween.
Van Helsing, I really like that
That's
film.
Van Helsing.
That's a great film. Go on, sorry. So, Danny.
So we always do a bit of a tool of the episode.
I love
And,
it.
seeing as though Jay mentioned chainsaws.
I hope it's not plugged in.
It's not plugged in.
The Titan.
Mike, the producer.
So, Danny, I mean, I've been in
let us do
construction a long time. I'm not taking a piss. I'm not familiar with Titan. Is it a
So
brand?
no. I am. Some people may call Titan, some of our followers, and I understand why. But
Are they on the cheaper aspect?
they're on the cheaper aspects. It's from Screwfix. It's never been used.
Right, so is it a Screwfix own
It's
range?
its own range, yeah. Now,
Shout out to Screwfix, by the way.
I've had a couple. I wouldn't normally buy this as a tradesperson.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy Titan.
Right.
It's not a trade product for me. But recently moved home, as you both know. I bought a hedge trimmer, Titan hedge trimmer, done the job. But I bought a log splitter.
Nice.
About 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's still going strong now. And I have split some oaks. I've split some.
You're a wood
silver
chopper.
birch. Oh yeah. And I thought, do you know what? I'll buy a chainsaw.
Can you take the thing off and
Yeah.
show us the actual? I know you can't. We won't start it up. Don't worry.
So-
Don't worry, producer.
Don't worry.
We're not going to
mate.
kill anyone.
Be blood everywhere.
Yeah. Look at. But you know what would have been good if you'd have had the Mike Myers mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
But
I mean, that's a serious piece of kit.
serious piece of kit. Yeah. I mean, you can get longer blades. This one in particular is a 400mm or 40 centimeter chainsaw blade. It's actually a 240 powered one.
Oh, so it's a plug-in one. Yeah.
This was on the cheaper ones. This was $49.99 from Screwfix.
So I'm going to say something dead dad like now, but make sure you use a circuit breaker when you use it.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
if you go
proper.
That's proper dad.
That's proper.
But if you go through that wire, boom.
yeah, but that's
You know what
but it's I can't start it, but it's a great bit of kit. 240 volts.
So you've already used it? 'Cause
No,
it
never
looks-
used it. Never
So
used
what's
it.
the first job? What's he going to do first?
So I trimmed the hedges at weekend,
Yeah.
and then some of those hedges are coming down completely. They're going to cut them up.
You do know I'm going to be asking you to borrow that, don't you?
Yeah, it's fine.
Probably Jacob at some point.
Yeah, Jake.
What's the damage cost wise?
So this one in particular was 50 quid, just under. It is the cheapest cheapest range, but for what I need it for, this is all you need.
How's that going to... That could easily like cut your own hand off, couldn't it?
To an extent. So you hold it there in two powers. You can see that your left hand, or if you're right-handed, however, is protected, and then it's a two action there to sink
Like
it
a
in
safety
there,
switch.
and then it would fire up and go.
Yeah.
It's also that you need to top it up with chainsaw oil. That is to lubricate the chain as it goes round.
We love a little bit of lubrication.
Only Dan's.
Only Dan's.
Only dance.
Oh, take your clothes off.
I'll chop or I'll cut them off. So that's topped up with chainsaw oil, and then blades are easily you can change these.
So you just swap the blade over?
That's rubbing on the blade. That's not sharp. You don't think it's sharp. But, if I
that
started that up
Oh
now,
my God.
both your heads would be gone.
What's this little bit here?
So that is just like a guard. So if it hits, it's also like a sensor.
Okay.
So it stops certain pounds because it's only used for 40 centimeters. So that's quite a thick piece of.
So here's a question for you, Dan. During a zombie apocalypse, which trade, and for you, Jay, which trade do you feel would survive the longest?
You see,
Bearing in mind, the joiner's got the chainsaw.
but this is a bit bulky. I'd probably go for a
You're
lightweight.
saying that it's not plugged. You'd have to have it plugged in all the time.
Plugged in, have to
Right,
take care of
wait
it.
there, zombies, 1 minute while I get the extension lead out.
Hold on.
Put some oil in.
Hold on. Hold on. Dad wants me to put the bloody RCD on.
Got to put the circuit breaker on. Hang on a second.
I don't know. It's tough.
It's
one.
serious.
Is
piece
it one of
kit.
them where money talks with the apocalypse? Do electricians stay longest because they've
Oh
got the thickest walls?
Yeah, they could electrify all the gates, though,
Yeah.
couldn't they? The electricians. Can I just, before you put it away, can I just ask? would a joiner use that on a daily basis on site?
Not perhaps this size. I've used I've used a smaller version. Mickey did a petrol one, or still do a very smaller one, and for sort of traditional roofing. Don't get me wrong, it's not like a finished product.
But for notching and
But
stuff.
for notching, or if you're throwing like a load of rafters on,
Yeah.
and it's in like a big old roof that's
Yeah.
not seen. Yeah, fair enough. I'd use one. I've seen people use them.
Love it. What a shame we can't start it up. Should we just plug it in?
No, it's too it's too dangerous.
No, it is. It's
too
far too
dangerous.
dangerous.
We
It's far too dangerous.
We can't start it up. But
Yeah.
chainsaw, like I say, on sale at Screwfix, Titan range. I have got the log splitter from Titan, and it's
That's
nice
decent.
bit of kit.
I
Nice
borrowed
bit
the
of
log
kit,
splitter
yeah,
off you
it's
actually.
good,
It's
and
decent,
it's
isn't it?
never let me down. So
Do you wear any kind of protection with it?
absolutely, yeah.
Just goggles? Or
So the best ones to wear is you can wear like when using a chainsaw, you can get like a full helmet and then mask that drops down.
Oh, like a
over
visor, a full visor.
Like, it looks like a bee,
Yeah,
a bee,
yeah.
visor. And then you can also buy protective clothing now that has like Kevlar in it, so it's like it stops you
Yeah.
from getting caught. And
I'm just thinking, tonight we've got skulls on the table, chainsaws.
Yeah.
We've mentioned Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
We're a bit serial killish tonight.
Yeah, well, it's Halloween. It's
It
Halloween.
is.
It's Halloween.
It's approaching Halloween. Does anybody want to mention or talk about? Because we get a lot of questions and a lot of comments on especially on our TikTok, about the fact that we never cover plant drivers and digger drivers and whatnot. So
I've got a question.
here we go. So tonight we've got on the table, bit of everything really.
Who are the worst drivers?
Ooh,
I like these guys. These are the.
you like who do you like?
I like these. These are like
Like the
ready mix mortar.
Ready
guys.
mix mortar
That's what I'm
lads.
gonna
Yeah,
call these.
concrete wagon.
Concrete lads.
Ready mix mortar, concrete wagon.
These lot, unless you're going through. Oh,
Nice. I think there's one that reverses the beeping sound. I'm sure it's this one. My little lad's going to love these.
Shout out to JCB in the colours.
oh.
There you go. It's just like being on site.
Dave, actually, just talking to JCB, you virtual reality.
Yes. I'll wait till all the noises have gone off on the diggers.
It does sound like a proper,
So anyway, shout out. I'm not going to press the button again, but shout out to all you plant operators out there. We love you. We absolutely
We do.
love you. Yeah, we went to UK Construction Week at the Birmingham NEC. I don't want to speak for all of us, but I'm going to tell you my point of view. I have to say, I was a bit let down, if I'm dead honest with you. I was a bit let down. And I was a bit let down because we're the Site Cabin podcast. We're the voice. Well, we like to think we want to speak for the working individual, don't we? And UK Construction felt like it was just lots of people in suits trying to sell you something. Lots of green stuff. I mean, some of the innovation there was fantastic.
Some of it was great, but it also felt like instead of UK Construction, it felt like UK CCTV.
Lots of site security stuff.
Didn't like that. And UK green projects.
Green projects.
Which I'm behind to an extent.
Yeah.
It like green products for construction, yes. Green products that devalue trades,
I know. No, I agree. I agree.
don't
Lots
like
of products that were like quick fix, as in like, you can build your own house out of these blocks that are made of straw.
And they had Lego next to it
Yeah,
to
it's
say,
like,
this is how you do
This
it.
is how easy it is. It's like
And
Lego.
well,
It's like, hang on a minute, who's going to pour the foundations?
yeah.
What are you building it on,
You
mate?
it's a bit of a con.
Yeah, it is a bit of a con. It is a bit of a
Didn't
con.
like that.
Look, so many products there that were like, look at this fantastic brickwork that's not actually brickwork. Like fake. It was like fake joinery, fake brickwork,
was.
fake. It was just fake plaster.
It's not construction, is it?
So it's not really construction. No,
It's
no,
just like
it's
made
a
in
weird,
factory.
quirky thing. Yeah,
It's like I suppose I was thinking about this the other day. You could make it like they used to say like with cars, like cars made in a factory, but like a Land Rover was made by hand.
yeah.
So like
Yeah.
it was a bit like that. It was a
Yeah.
bit like there was certain aspects, and I
Yeah.
thought, I don't.
I think that will always be the case, won't it? The stuff that's made by hand will be dearer, but it'll be better quality.
Yeah.
Look at a Ferrari compared to a
Yeah. Yeah.
Skoda. I mean, Skodas are okay nowadays, aren't they? They're
They're
not,
not cool.
Skodas aren't what they were.
Taxis.
Do you know what I mean?
But you know the old joke about larders, don't you?
Russian Rolls Royce?
What's the difference between a larder and a Jehovah's Witness?
Oh, God.
You can shut the door on a Jehovah's Witness.
And I have done on many occasions.
I've not heard that before.
Yeah, I have done on many occasions. Shout out to all the Jehovah's Witnesses out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Do Jehovah's Witnesses work in construction? Actually,
Definitely,
I
yeah.
knew one that worked in construction. I'm not going to talk
They
about
don't,
it.
they won't have a favourite Christmas film though.
No, they won't because they don't celebrate Christmas. So we're just thinking about what else we've got to talk about because we've got about 5 minutes left of the old podcast. So
towards the end of season 1.
we're coming towards the end of the season. So we've got 2 more episodes. Well, we've got 3 more episodes left. This is episode 7. We've got episode 8. We've got episode 9. We've got big plans for episode 10. So episode 10 is happening on the 17th of December.
Yeah.
It's at 4:00 at the studios here in Stockport in Greater Manchester. Tickets are on sale now on Eventbrite for £22.50. If you want to come, you can be part of the audience. You'll be able to ask questions. You'll be in shot and in footage for the YouTube video and the podcast video.
If you're on YouTube and Spotify, the link's in the description.
Links will be in the description. Yeah, I think we'll add the link as well to the Linktree on the Eventbrite link on Linktree on our bio. So if you're interested, £22.50 for a ticket. They're selling really well at the moment. There's, I think there's 50 left. I think around 50. So we've had a serious debate about whether or not we should charge family and very close friends. Danny wants to charge family because there's a few family members that want to come.
Yeah,
So
put your hands in your pocket.
yeah, get your hands in your pockets. Yeah, yeah. But it'd be a really, really good day. I think it'd be a good celebration of like the end of season 1, finishing the podcast.
Yeah.
Probably just the podcast will be just us talking about the previous 9 podcasts.
Yeah.
I expect.
Yeah, the 10th episode, we might do favourite Christmas films. It seems like it's December the 17th.
do-
Bit of a Q&A with the audience.
Q&A.
do a Q&A with the audience. So if you
Talking about the lineup for the World Cup final for England.
oh yeah, well I mean.
Well, that's if Southgate's still there.
Absolutely. I mean, the World Cup final is on the 18th, the day after, actually. So our podcast is on the 17th. I don't think there's no games that day.
Might be the 3rd and 4th. But
I don't think there's a game that day, actually, on the 17th. I've checked. Unless
even if it's the 3rd and 4th, no one will watch it anyway.
yeah. No one will watch it anyway.
We'll watch
would.
this.
Yeah,
We'll watch
you'd rather watch this, wouldn't you? Yeah, definitely, yeah. We're just trying to think of anything else that we've not mentioned. I think we're pretty much done. Anything that you guys want to sort of...
No, it was a bit of a big episode, that, wasn't it? So
I mean, it was. It was. I think it's one that we've wanted to do for a long time, really, wasn't it? Speak about mental health, and we realise we genuinely do realise that it's not like a laugh and a joke. We know that. We absolutely know that. We've all been affected by it in this room, but we also wanted to speak truthfully and honest about it. And if there was points in the podcast where we have been a bit light-hearted, then that's just our take on it, and I think we're allowed to do that because we've experienced and been affected by them issues as well. So nobody owns it. Nobody owns that issue, do they? It's everybody's individual take on it. I think is the sort of best way to describe it. But we'll be back in about 3 weeks, I think, with another podcast coming out. Yeah, you can check us out on TikTok. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
They can email us.
How can they email us? Danny?
Inquiries at the sitecabinpodcast.co.uk.
Correct. Well done. Inquiries at sitecabinpodcast.co.uk. No giveaway this month, I'm afraid. Look out for our lives on TikTok because we're always live on TikTok, probably once a week. I think we're good, guys, aren't we?
Yeah.
We'll see you on the next episode. Thanks very much for watching and listening.